gente, é o seguinte. O segundo convidado vai ser Jordan Fisher. Se vocês não sabem que é Jordan Fisher. Gente, ele literalmente fez tantos trabalhos que nem tem como eu falar assim, o Jordan é aquele que fez tal coisa. Vocês podem conhecer ele do mundo dos games, dos musicais, dos filmes, do não sei o quê. Mas eu acho que o mais recente dele, o mais famoso dele agora, foi To All the Boys. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, certo? PS, I Still Love You. E é isso. To All the Boys I Love, PS, I Still Love You. Gente, To All the Boys I Love 2. Saiu qualquer coisa aqui, mas vocês entenderam. To All the Boys, PS, I Still Love You. É isso que eu falei. Mas vocês assistiram um filme? Foi tudo. Eu adorei. Tipo, tinha aquela coisa do team John Ambrose e o team Peter Kavinsky. Que time que vocês eram? Me falem aqui, por favor. Gente, português é mais fácil, né? Para todos os garotos que já amei. E é isso. Ai, vou ter que falar inglês. Faz tanto tempo que eu não falo inglês que meu inglês tá tipo... Mas vai sair aqui o negócio, né? São 7 horas. Será que ele chegou? Hey, Jordan, if you're here, send a hello so I can add you. Let me see if you're here. Nope, not yet. Gente, ele estava em live. Antes daqui também, ele tava live de game, assim, muitas horas em live. Não sei como esse me aguenta. Gente, vocês escutaram a música nova dele? É tudo. Eu vou pôr no refrão aqui. É tudo. Só vou parar aqui, porque senão vai que o Instagram me tomba. Ai, gente. Manda beijo, por favor. Beijos, Mari. Você falou comigo hoje só em inglês. É verdade, gente. Tô falando aqui que faz muito tempo que eu não falo inglês, mas é tudo mentira. Porque hoje, aqui em casa, eu tava só falando inglês. Vai ser assim, segunda, quarta e sexta a gente só fala inglês e terça e quinta a gente só fala espanhol. Porque nós vamos ser trilingue dessa casa, entendeu? Só isso. Ah! Então vamos de Jordan Fisher, vamos ver se ele tá aqui. Entrou, mas aqui tá escrito unable to join. Então, hey Jordan, so I just saw you here, but the thing is, it says unable to join. So if you can send like a hello, then I can click on the hello and add you. It's gonna be easier. Gente, o que eu acabei de falar aqui é que apareceu ele aqui, ele já tá na live, só que na hora que eu fui clicar, tava assim, unable to join. E eu fiquei sofrendo, entendeu? Mas vai dar tudo certo. Hope you heard me. If you didn't, you just gotta send it. Oh, you did. Woo! Okay, let's add you. Oh, come on. Okay, and go live with Jordan Fisher.
Okay, I think we're... Hi!
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, I have to be honest. I'm a fan. And I'm like,
oh beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot.
How's your quarantine going? Tell me.
You know, it's going well. It's interesting. So I was working on Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway, and we all got had a Wednesday night show. It was a great show. Oddly enough, I guess we have some time, so I'll tell you like the longer version of the story. That Wednesday night show, there was something really special about it. I don't necessarily know why. Maybe it was just some sort of subconscious thing. But the audience was they were on fire the whole night. I mean, like it literally felt like my final show, which is really strange. Now, granted, that was not my last show, and I will be going back to the show. It did feel like a closing night, which was odd. Like the moment that I walked onto the stage, the audience just erupted, and they were there the whole night, which was amazing. So the show itself was fantastic. And then the next day, it was a Thursday, so I have a session with my vocal coach in the city, in New York City, on Thursdays. So I was just getting ready to go. We had some lunch. My fiance was at work. a normal day. I had some emails and phone calls. I was getting ready to go to my vocal coach and then go to the theater and do the show. And my cast, we have a text thread, and one of them sent a message of a Playbill article saying Broadway's closed down. We were all like, "Oh wait, what?" And so we all hopped on a conference call like 20 minutes later as the whole production company. And they basically were like, "Listen, we don't know how long we're going to be shut down, but we're shut down for now." I'm based in LA. There are a couple of people that are based in LA. They were like, "Listen, if you're not based in the city and you want to travel and go home, look, now's the time to do that." So I hopped on a flight that Saturday, and I've been home and I've left my house four times
Just
since
to like
March 9th.
just like do regular stuff they really need.
Yeah, pretty much. I went to the eye doctor once. I went to a grocery store once. My fiance typically goes because I'm streaming every day on Twitch. So that's my new full-time work right now is streaming every day. So I'm up at 6 a.m. every morning, and I'm live at 7 on Twitch. So from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, West Coast time. So that's my new full-time. And because of that, because I have a schedule and I'm able to work every day and be fulfilled on the entertainment side of things, it feels really good. But that's the thing I think it's kind of kept me sane. That and just like, being home. Like I miss my house a lot. I tend to be gone and filming things in different places all over the country, all over the world, and I don't get to be home as much as I would love to be. LA is my pride and joy. I love LA and I love my house, and I love my family's like 15 minutes from me, my immediate family, and I've got great friends. I've been here for almost 14 years, so it's been good to just be home and be able to spend this time with Ellie and my dog, Kyrie, and girl, I write music and I stream and play video games on Twitch and entertain and that's my new normal right now, but because of the schedule that I'm able to keep, that's what's kept me sane.
Whoa, so we can see that your quarantine is being pretty productive.
Yeah, for the most part. How's yours been?
You were just streaming before this live, right?
I was literally. I just finished, took a breather, looked at a couple of emails, and then hopped on Instagram. Yeah. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it. How's your quarantine been? Have you been good?
Quarantine is being productive as well.
Good.
Like I'm also always traveling and like doing all that stuff. So when I'm home, it's kind of weird for me. And I'm a person that's like, I'm very active.
Yeah.
So when I just heard that I had to be home and just do nothing, I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna go crazy. I'm literally gonna die. And then I just started doing like normal things that I never knew I would like to do. Like I started doing makeup and I started doing this like show thing.
Yeah, like, which is great, by the way. Congrats on the success of this. Like, how cool is it?
Thank you. It's so cool to have like big artists like you. Like when I started it, I didn't think I would be able to have an artist like you on my show. So
that's very sweet. Very sweet. I love Brazil and I love the people that inhabit it. It is one of my favorite fan bases because the love is just so palpable. So it means the world for me to be able to connect with you and to connect with the fan base here. Obrigada.
De nada. So a thing that I don't know if you know, but I've heard you sing live and I know you. Once we were at Build a Beast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
And you were it was the time where you were singing All About Us.
That's right. You were there?
I was there.
You were there? No way. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. I love Will and Janelle so much.
Yeah, they're so amazing. I work with them because I'm part of a pop group and they do choreography for us too.
Amazing.
So yeah, back then they didn't work with us, but I ended up going to Build a Beast. And
oh, you know Josh Beauchamp, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Josh.
Yeah. So I know you guys know each other too. I think when he went to Will and Janelle's wedding, you guys talked, and he told me all about it. And he always talked about like how talented you are.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But seriously, like in your Instagram bio, it says I'm an actor, I'm a musician, I'm a gamer, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a that. Okay, do you have any hidden talent? Something that like we don't know about?
Any hidden talents? I love to cook.
Mm.
I love to cook. Spending time in my kitchen is very therapeutic for me. Um,
Oh.
so that's something that I don't know that a ton of people know that I do. I've been doing it I've been cooking probably for, I think I really started. I mean, I would spend time with my mom in the kitchen growing up, but I think I really started trying to get the hang of things when I was like 12 or 13. So we're talking like 14 years or so. I mean, that's been therapy for me. I enjoy it. There's something about making something from nothing, which I think is a lot of why I love making art and making music and producing film and television and whatnot, is the idea of having an idea and seeing it through, like executing all of the necessary steps to actually make that thing come to life. So that's one part of it, and the other part of it is that I'm just a nurturer by nature. I love to nurture and take care of
Mhm.
people and take care of people that I love, make sure people are fed and clothed and happy and comfortable and all of that. And I think that food and drink, if you're over 21, I think the drinking age is 18 in Brazil. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so whatever, wherever you are, if you're legal, food and drink are two things that mean a lot to me. It's a very sensory experience for me.
Mhm.
So being able to create things and feed people and myself. I like my own cooking too, so that's really good.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
So
It's
that's
so
probably that's
funny.
probably that's probably my hidden talent. I would say. I think that's my hidden talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny how you just made cooking sound so poetic.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's beautiful. Cooking to me is a very beautiful activity. And it doesn't require too much either.
I think when you're good at it, it can be pretty beautiful. But for me, for example, not that beautiful.
You just have to practice. You just got to keep doing it. Have you ever seen Ratatouille, the Disney
Yes.
Pixar movie? That's
Uh-huh.
the movie that made me fall in love with the idea of cooking.
Really?
Ratatouille is the reason why I cook.
Whoa.
Yeah, completely.
That's so funny. I never heard someone say like, "Oh, ratatouille is the reason I
Yeah.
cook."
I actually, funny enough, I met a head chef at a great restaurant at a resort here in California, as a matter of fact, down south in Orange County. And he's a young dude, young guy. And he was like, I was in high school and I saw Ratatouille, and I was back and forth on what I wanted to do with my life. And I'm a Disney fan, and I watched Ratatouille, and I was like, dang, cooking looks awesome. Cooking looks like a lot of fun. Let me give that a shot. And now he's the head chef of a great restaurant at a resort in California.
Believe in your dreams, guys.
Hey, amen,
Anything.
amen.
That's so cool. So you have one more talent, and I don't know why I'm so shocked by it.
Oh, cooking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you were gonna tell me there's another talent that I have. Like, oh,
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 you were like, what?
yeah,
So that's all good.
yeah,
So there's another thing that we both did. So you're in the soundtrack for Moana,
yeah,
right? You did
yeah,
a
yeah,
version of Your Welcome,
yeah.
and I don't know if you know it, but I gave voice to Moana here in Brazil.
No
Yes,
way! You're the
way!
Portuguese. No way! That's amazing. That's
I
awesome.
know.
Like, oh, congrats to you.
Thank you so much, and congrats to you because
Thank
your
you.
version is so awesome.
Thank you so much.
So
I
like,
appreciate that.
I just wanted to tell you that. And how did that happen? Like, how did the opportunity come to you?
The whole Moana thing. So let's see. I'll have to back up a few steps. So I did Grease Live for Fox
Mm-hmm.
years ago. I don't even remember what year this was, but this was years ago. And the director of the show, his name's Tommy Kail, is best friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda. He directed In the Heights. He directed um, Hamilton. They're incredible. So they've been best friends for a very long time. So Tommy and I worked together on Grease. And during that time, he was like, hey, we should talk about you maybe coming through Hamilton at some point in time and complete, John Lawrence. I was like, that'd be a blast. It'd be wonderful. And so I started working on, was it when I started working on Hamilton, or was it just before? It was just before I started working on Hamilton. So Lin-Manuel Miranda came to LA while he was working on the music for Moana. And we
Mm-hmm.
just did, this was in November of whatever whatever year we started rehearsing for Grease. And Tommy was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go grab dinner with a couple of buddies of mine tonight. I would love for you to come." We went to get sushi in Hollywood, and we went. We sat down. We met and hung out. We had a drink. We had some sushi, and then in walked Lin-Manuel Miranda. Now, as a theater nerd myself, Broadway freak, Lin walked in, and I was like, "That's Lin-Manuel Miranda."
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And he came and he sat down at our table. I was like, "Oh wow." And we just got to talking, and we hit it off, and we became buddies that night.
Oh
And
my
it was
gosh.
we did Grease Live. Grease Live happened. It went really, really well. I went back to New York right after Grease happened. I just needed a little vacation. I needed to go like see some shows and catch up with some friends. And I went and saw Hamilton for the first time. Obviously, my mind was blown. And Lynn invited me to go bowling that night. We went bowling. Friendship further ensued. We got closer, and got to talking and all that good stuff. And then over the summer, at some point in time, so end of summer, Tommy gave me a call. I was on tour, actually. I was touring for music, and he called me. I just finished a show in Nashville, and he called me that night. It was my last show of this run of this radio tour that I was doing to promote All About Us, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was All About Us at the time. And or maybe it was Looking Like That. Either way, it was one of the early singles. And I just finished the show in Nashville, and Tommy called. It was like 11 o'clock my time, midnight his time. He's in bed by 8 o'clock usually. So I was like, oh, this must be important. I picked up the phone, and he said, hey, I need you. Anthony Ramos, who currently plays John Lawrence, is about to leave to go film a TV series, and I need somebody to come and learn this role very quickly and start and join the show. And so I went from Nashville to LA the next morning. I filmed a music video. That night I flew from LA to New York, and I started rehearsing for Hamilton. Hamilton rehearsals began. It was during that time Lynn FaceTimed me and asked if I would jump on this song with him from Moana. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, absolutely. Well, it was actually, he asked me to do the song, and I was like, absolutely. And he said, on one condition. He said that I feature on it and do the rap in the middle of the song during the bridge. And I was like, yeah, I think I can work with that.
Let me see. Yeah.
I'm down. Exactly.
Oh my God. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Moana is such a great movie. I love
It's
Moana.
it's a great movie. We actually. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, that's Hey Hey, right? Isn't it Hey Hey? Or is it?
How
It's
can you
Hey
say
Hey
that?
and what's the pig's name?
Pua.
Pua. I wanted to say
Yes.
Puna. I wanted to say Puna, but that's grandmother in Pidgin. So like if you're in Hawaii, you call a grandmother a Puna. And I was like, it's not Puna, but I feel like it's close to Puna.
Yeah, but
Pua.
close enough. I can't forgive
Yeah.
you for that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's good. I'm just kidding. It's fine. A lot of people still call me Moama or whatever. Here in Brazil, I don't know why, but it's hard for them to say Moana.
Moana. Really? Is it really?
I don't know why.
That's interesting.
In Portuguese, the accent goes like Moana.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
How would you say my name?
Um, in a Brazilian accent, I don't really wait. Jordan.
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 It's like Jaurdan.
Yeah, for you.
Jordan.
Yeah, that
Jordan. Jordan.
Jordan.
I love that.
Jordan Fisher.
Fisher. That's my
Fisher.
favorite. Fisher. Jordan
Everybody,
Fisher.
yeah, everybody in the U.S. makes fun of me sometimes because of my
I
accent.
love it. I love it. I love
Really?
it. Jordan Fisher. I'm like, dang, I'm gonna start saying my
Jordan
name like
Fisher.
that. What's your name? Jordan. Oh, that's so much cooler than Jordan.
You're gonna introduce yourself as Jordan. No.
Jordan. That's right.
Yeah. So you're a Broadway. How do you say that? Fanatic.
Fanatic. Yeah, I'm a Broadway
Fanatic.
fanatic. I love Broadway. Yeah.
I also started in musicals. I did 2 musicals only because I started working with other things, and then I didn't have time to like do musicals anymore.
Right.
I did The Lion King when it came to Brazil.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, well, I was really little. I was like 8, I think. And then I was young Nala, and then I did a national musical. You're not gonna know it, but I still have like, I really want to go back on stage. Like, what's your dream musical?
Oh man. I don't know. I mean, realistically, it's probably a musical that hasn't been created yet.
Hmm.
I'm writing a musical myself at the moment. I'm like in the beginning stages of writing a musical right now, yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty wild. I don't know. I don't know if I have like a I mean, Hamilton was one, and I did it. Dear Evan Hansen was one, and I did it slash I'm currently doing it. We're just on hiatus right now. There are a handful that I love. I mean, I'm such a fan of musicals and have been for such a long time. I love Once on This Island, love Hadestown, love A Band's Visit, love Pajama Game. I love everything that Fosse does, pretty much. I mean, there are so many and have been so many incredible musicals and musicals that musicals that lived for quite a while that aren't there anymore that I would love to do. Like Rent would be awesome. I'd love to do Rent on Broadway. I obviously did it for
Oh,
Fox, but I would love to do it on Broadway. I would love to do In the Heights. Whenever In the Heights gets revived, I would
in
love
the
to be
heights.
Benny. Yeah, such a beautiful musical. There's so many, but I think that really my dream musical, I don't know that it's been created yet. And maybe
Hmm.
it's one that I'm working on. I don't know.
That might be the dream.
Yeah, maybe.
That's so awesome. How can you do all of that? I'm like really scared.
Yeah, it requires a lot of time. I'm a bit of a workaholic.
Same.
I just like to be busy. I like to work. I like to and if there isn't something that's filling my time already, I can always figure out a way to fill it. So that's just kind of always how I've been.
So that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So you did a lot of things for Disney too, but one thing that is really awesome that you do the happily ever after thing. So
Oh,
can
don't
you
start
just
talking.
say
I'm
what
gonna start
that is?
crying. I'm gonna start crying. That is to me that is the best and coolest thing I've ever done in my career.
So like every day, so many people cry listening to that. Like for who doesn't know what happily ever after is the fireworks show on
Mm.
Disney, right? On
Yeah,
Magic Kingdom,
At Disney World, the Magic Kingdom
at
in
Disney
Orlando.
World,
Yeah.
Magic
Mhm.
Kingdom, and it's just insane. Like every night,
Every
people
night.
listen to
Every
you.
night. Yeah,
How
it's
do you
wild.
feel?
That's crazy. Um, that's a it is absolutely to me it is the coolest thing that I've ever done and probably ever will do. Because I'm as much as I'm a Broadway fanatic, Disney
Uh-huh.
means so much to me. I have a hidden Mickey tattooed behind my ear.
Ooh.
There's like a bass clef. I don't know if you can see it. There's a bass clef, and then there's a
Oh
hidden
yeah,
Mickey
yeah,
on
we
top
can
of the
see
bass
it.
clef.
Uh-huh.
Like Disney has always meant so much to me, and as a fan of the parks and as a fan of all of the music that surrounds all of the parks. I loved Wishes at Disney World. There was the fireworks show before Happily Ever After, and it was around for a very long time. It was around for like 15 years or something crazy like that. And this was such a random opportunity that just was put in my lap. It was a bucket lister that I didn't know was even achievable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, it doesn't matter how weird my day is, how tough my day is, how hard my day is. If I can just tweet out, I can say, hey, if someone's at Magic Kingdom tonight, please send me a video of the castle when Happily Ever After starts. And
Cool.
it will immediately change my whole disposition completely.
That's insane. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know how I would react if my voice was on something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm very, very grateful to have that in
Yeah.
my life.
So I have a request for you. It's a tiny request, I promise.
Okay.
So I have a request for you, and it's a tiny one, I promise.
Okay.
So this year, unfortunately, a lot of the Disney College Program people had to go back home. And
Yeah.
there's a friend of mine that's actually part of my team too. He worked on Disney. He met you on To All the Boys premiere.
Oh,
Pretty
great. Awesome.
cool. Yeah. So his name is Lucas, and if you can just give a shout out to him and to everyone
Lucas.
that's on Disney
Yeah.
College Program because they're watching this live.
Amazing. I have a very dear friend in my life, actually. Her name's Gracie, who's a part of the Disney College program, and it was life changing for her. So that means a lot to me. Lucas, hi, and everyone at the Disney College program. Sending so much love. I appreciate you guys for shooting for your dreams and doing all of the things to be where you want to be in your life and in your career. It's obviously an unfortunate time, but when the lights turn back on, I can't wait to see you at the parks.
Uh, They're gonna be so happy. They'll probably be sending me messages later like, oh my God, thank you so much.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, you made their day probably.
That's very sweet.
So we have 7 minutes to talk about 2 things. So
yes, let's do it.
One is your music.
Yeah.
You just released Walking on the Ceiling and Contact, right?
Yes.
Talk about that more.
Yeah. So I've been in an interesting space for a while. So I left my former label and was just kind of in a space where I needed to kind of get back to the root of why I love making music. You know, it was it's an interesting thing. I think that labels are great. Labels can be so wonderful. And a lot of them are. I mean, the one that I was with Hollywood Records for a long time. They're wonderful, and I still have a great relationship with everybody that's there, which is really, really great. It was such an amicable kind of, you know, departure, because we just realized the partnership it didn't make sense for either of us. But it was very important to both of us because we all have a mutual affinity for one another, and I love Disney and they loved me and so on and so forth. Like we wanted to make sure the relationship stayed really great. I think that the issue with being totally candid with you right now, I don't know that I've been this candid about this in any kind of interview, but it's really difficult when you do, as an artist and as an actor and all of these different things, producer, writer, when you do all sorts of different things, being independent as an artist almost isn't possible. Like you have to have the support of a label. You need to have the support of, you know, a radio team and a marketing team and an A&R and this and all of the things that come with a label. But what was really important to me, and which is why I stayed so far away from even looking at getting with a label again, was that I really wanted to define what I want to do, how I've grown as a human, how I've grown as a man, how I've grown as an artist, how I've grown as a writer and an art, you know, vocalist, blah, 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 and put that out there before I signed to another label again. I wanted to just put some singles out there, put some videos out there. I wanted to direct my own videos, you know, and just put myself in a position where whoever I get picked up by, they really know who I am and what I'm about and what I'm trying to do, you know. And so I wanted to stay far away from labels for a while, put my own music out, just be independent for a period of time. And so what came from that was Contact, Walking on the Ceiling, and Be Okay, and, you know, these records that I've had for a while that I've loved, that, you know, after, you know, countless tweets and messages on Instagram and TikTok and blah, 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 like, where's the music? Release the music. We want the music. It was like 2 years or something crazy since I had released new music. And I was like, all right, it's time. I need to just put music out there. And I think that where we are in the music space is very interesting, I think, in the sense that, like, there aren't really rules about how you can release music and what works and what doesn't anymore, right? So I kind of just marched to the beat of that drum and was like, I'm just going to put music out. I'm just going to do it. There are these songs that I have that I love, some that I've written, a lot that I haven't, that, you know, that I've cut, that I've just been sitting on. And I just want to put them out. I just think that it's right and it's important to, especially right now. And this was all the plan before all the COVID-19 quarantine, blah, blah, blah happened. I was like, you know, now especially is the time to write and build and create and release the music. And so that's what I set out to do.
Wow. I love Walking on the Ceiling.
Thank you. Thank you so
good.
much. Thank you.
And for our last 3 minutes, we have to rush. We're going to talk about a really important chapter in your life, which is To All the Boys.
Yeah.
You are John Ambrose.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
That was wild. It was very random. It was kind of the same thing. I was working on a project in New York. I got a quick phone. I'm going to try to, like, speed through this story. I got a phone call from my team. Hey, there's this movie that came out last fall. You may have heard of it. It's To All the Boys I Loved Before. I was like, yeah, I have a pulse. So of course I've heard of To All the Boys I Loved Before. It was massive. People were freaking out about it, blah, 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 blah. They're like, there's this character, John Ambrose. The director wants to talk with you and meet with you. I just left New York, went back to LA. I was in LA for 2 days and then flew up to Vancouver to meet with the director because they were about to start filming pretty much immediately. They had kind of looked for a bunch of different people of all shapes and sizes and heights and all of the things. and I went and met with the director and read with Lana, and that was it. So that's how that happened. But I adore everybody in that film. Everybody from the director to the cast to the producers to the writers. There's not one person that's a part of the 12 the Boys family that I don't love. Genuinely. There is always one person where you're like, "Meh, I could do without them." But for the first time in the 16 years that I have done this, there is not one person that's a part of that family that I don't love. And I miss them all every day. I'm like, dang, can we not just like do a To All the Boys series and just all be together and work together every day? It's so good. That's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So I'm grateful I got to be part of that.
I can't imagine. We only have 1 minute, so
Yeah.
just in case we're cut because Instagram does that, I just wanted to thank you so much, and I wanted to say that I was Team John Ambrose.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what I
I
wanted to
really
hear. I love that. Thank you so much.
Sorry,
Thank you for having me.
thank you so much. Seriously, it was a pleasure talking to you, and
Absolutely. Thank you so
it's
much.
so great seeing you. Like I've seen you in so many ways, and we have friends in common, but we've never seen each other. So it's nice to
Yeah,
actually meet you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Much love to you. Thank you for having me. Obrigado.
Ah, obrigada. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Gente, 1 minuto talvez o Instagram me corte, mas fiquem ligados nos meus stories para verem os convidados dos dias seguintes. E eu amo vocês. Muito obrigada por assistirem mais um Gabrielly Convida. Estava nervosa, mas tudo passou bem. Sigo bem. Estou viva. É nóis. Beijo, amo vocês.